What's going on? Tonight we're going to talk about how you can save money on domestic airfare. I'm going to be sharing 3 tips for you that will help you really cut the cost of domestic airfare. And this is going to kind of wrap up flights, and then we're going to move into the other things. So there's 3 basic techniques that I use when we're talking about domestic airfare. The margin is nowhere near as good when you're talking about domestic airfare as you're talking about international. There's just not the margin there to have a great deal. Okay. So the first one is what I like to refer to, and I've actually had a lot of success with, is skiplagging or hidden city fares. You need to really kind of pay attention to this. There's some things in it that would really make a difference for you if you weren't paying attention. And what a hidden fare or skiplagging is where you're going to fly from, for example, for me, Nashville, Tennessee, and let's say I want to go to LA. Okay. They will typically have me lay over in like Dallas or potentially Chicago, those kind of locations. What a skip lag or a hidden fare would do is I would purchase 2 one-way tickets, and what I would do is instead of flying to LA, I would fly to Seattle as an example. And I would have my layover, just a second, sorry, my dog is doing something crazy downstairs. I think she's getting into the leftover food. Go check Zoe. Getting food. Sorry about that. I hear my dog doing something crazy. So what I'm going to do is I would then get over at the layover spot, which is where I wanted to go anyway. I actually did this for a buddy of mine. He had a last-minute flight. That last-minute flight was very expensive. And what we did, he was going to from Nashville to Dallas. What'd she get into?
She's on top of the table. Zoe.
Oh, jeez.
Literally on top of it.
Last-minute ticket. Man, this is crazy live. It's like last 2 nights. I don't know what it is. Last-minute tickets to Dallas. Those tickets were $600, which for a domestic flight is unacceptable to me. Okay. So what I did was I actually flew him to Phoenix with a layover in Dallas. And it worked out. We saved him $300. Now you have to buy a one-way, and then you have to buy a one-way back. Okay. And then we did it. I don't remember what the layover was going to Nashville. I want to say it was, what was it going back? I don't remember what it was going back. Maybe it was Chicago. Maybe I bought him to Chicago and he laid over to Nashville, whatever it was. Now, you cannot check luggage with this technique. If you check luggage, you are going to end up disappointed because your luggage is going to go to wherever you put as the final destination. Hey, awesome. Make sure you sign up so I know who you are because it's Thailand. But make sure you sign up on StreamYard so I can see you. Now, because I just talked about hidden city, I don't know why my internet is freezing. I'm hardwired. It's driving me crazy. So you could also do 2 one-ways. What I've found is 2 one-ways might save you $50-$60. Okay. I have seen it on occasion lower, but by and large, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I don't know why that is. It doesn't work all the time, but purchasing 2 one-ways really works. Or you could actually purchase 2 one-ways if you're doing an open jaw technique in the United States. So for example, if you lived in LA, you could fly from different locations in LA, and that would work well. The last technique is what we call chasing airfare. Okay. This works both domestic and international. Doesn't matter which one you're talking about, which is that you expand your search to airports that are close to your home airport. And what you're doing is you're really looking for the best deal possible. Now, this is not going to be a short flight, right? So if I'm flying up to Chicago, which is like an hour and a half flight, this would not be the technique I'm using for that. But if I'm flying to Alaska, it totally could make sense. All right. So, or if I'm flying to Hawaii, it totally could make sense. And what you're doing is you're just expanding your search to other surrounding airports that are close but are smaller airports. For example, I found a great deal flying from Chattanooga. It's a 2 or 3 hour drive with time changeover, and it made it worth that short drive for me. Nashville's an hour. So if I added an extra hour, I think it maybe is an hour and a half drive time to fly out of Chattanooga and save $300-400, it's worth it, right? Atlanta is 4 hours. So sometimes that could be worth it too. Usually not domestic, but more international. But that chasing airfare is really a powerful tool if the cost comparison weighs out to justify the drive. Now, again, you got to be careful with that. So if you're a business person, it might not weigh out the drive. But if you're going with 4 kids, so you're doing 5 tickets total and it's saving you $500 per ticket, all of a sudden a 3, 4, 5 hour drive kind of makes sense. Okay. That chasing airfare, and I'll be honest, I've done it. It was 2 years ago. I went to Norway and I got those tickets round trip to Norway for just under $500. Now I had to drive to Chicago, 6.5, whatever, maybe 7 hour drive, but it saved me over $1,200. That's worth it. Now imagine if I was taking my kids to Norway. Now it saved me $5,000. It's completely worth it, right? For a 6 hour drive. Now I'm much better now than I was then. I didn't even know about the across the pond hack and things like that. I just wanted a rock bottom price. I could care less. I was going to drive that because it saved me quite a bit of money. Chasing airfare can be powerful. If you're in Chicago, you should be checking Midway and you should be checking O'Hare. If you're in New York, you should check all 3 of those. You can even check IAD because that's not too terribly far of a drive, right? So the idea on that chasing airfare makes a lot of sense if you're doing a long flight. All right. Last night I talked about this. I'm launching into some new business endeavors inside the travel space. If you're interested in earning money online, especially with everything going on in the world, I just want you to drop a money emoji. I'll send you some information. Check it out if you want to join with me on what I'm doing. I would love to have you. We've got some really cool stuff happening across the world, despite the craziness of our society. And that's your call to action. If you like these lives, you like learning to travel, you want to travel for less money, all I want you to do is drop a money emoji or the little dollar sign like Seferino did, and I'll hit you up with some information. Tomorrow night, we're going to transition to all-inclusives and hotels and some hacks to help you guys drive down the price on those. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.